Hello everyone, Metroid Fusion is back. You upgraded your missiles, that's unusual. There's no word from HQ. Procedural error, I'm sure. Inside did not approve of bypassing security level 4. From now on you will use more discretion. In any case, Samus, do you remember the security robot you faced earlier? I believe the X have infected it. That is to say, they have claimed the organic components that form its neural network. It has entered Sector 6. I don't know what it's planning, but let's not wait to find out. Samus, you know what to do. Sector 6, quickly. So I checked my time so far before starting this video, and I'm at an hour and 25 minutes with this game. And the goal for me is to complete it in under 2 hours to get the good ending. So hopefully I can make it, but as I said in my previous video, if not, I will just replay the game as fast as I possibly can and then record it from there. The security robot seems to have gotten much stronger. This worries me. Be careful. But we have another problem. Once you're done, leave Knock immediately. The SAX is tracking you. Don't stay longer than you must. Understood? So our objective now is to find the security robot that we battled in Sector 3 earlier and destroy it. It's now been infected by the X-parasites, according to Adam, but he's warned us that the SAX is now actively on the hunt for us, so he wants us to get in and out quickly. There are no unscripted encounters with the SAX, so we don't really have to worry about randomly encountering it. But for the sake of the story, it's just a save station. Adam wants us to be discreet. So we have to go down here first, and this is actually the entrance to a restricted section of the research outpost. And by tripping the security sensor thing, we may have drawn the security drone out of hiding. So now he's in the water, and because he is, the water has become electrocuted. So we want to avoid falling off the monkey bars. We fight him the same way as before, although now he has seeker missiles instead of the fire bombs that he was using earlier. As we do more and more damage, we can see the strange organic components that are in his central module. There it is, floating around like Metroid Prime. And he's going to be giving us the last major beam upgrade, which is the wave beam, and which will allow us to fire our weapon through walls. Strangely, the wave beam is the very last weapon second to last beam weapon that we get. Whereas in earlier games it would probably be the second or third. Third, actually. Usually the ice beam is second. So with the wave beam, we can actually break our way into the restricted section. And once again, we have no choice but to break Adam's protocol because there's no other way back to the navigation room. But we do stumble upon this laboratory where they seem to be keeping Metroids of all phases, despite the fact that Samus believed she witnessed the death of the last infant Metroid and Super Metroid. But the SAX has tracked them down and is destroying the laboratory. The laboratory has an emergency protocol to detach from the station once it's received severe damage. So the SAX, in following Samus, was led to the Metroid hatchery. Samus, you shouldn't have done that. You ignored your orders. You may have to pay a price for that quite soon. As you can see, the Federation has been secretly working on a Metroid breeding program. For peaceful application only, of course. Please understand. Perhaps you already knew of this program's existence. Certainly you must have had doubts when you saw Sector 1. SRX is a faithful replica of the SR-388 ecosystem, ideal for raising Alpha, Gamma, Zeta, and even Omega Metroids. This research even uncovered techniques for rapid growth. Imagine creating an Omega from a larval Metroid in days. But that research is finished. The X has smelled out its natural enemy, and one of the SAX is on its way here. One? He's saying there is more than one SAX. Don't be so surprised, Samus. You know that the X reproduces by asexual division. Because of this mechanism, there are no fewer than 10 SAX aboard the station. Samus, you must go. Get out. If you stay too long, the SAX will destroy you. Stop only at the navigation room to uplink to me. I don't know how HQ is going to take this, but you need to report to them immediately. Now get going. So, Samus now has to face the music for her indiscretion. The real Adam would have said the same thing about that incident, but he would have softened the blow. He was relentless in his criticism, but he always cared. He was not a machine obsessed with duty. No such compassion could exist in that computer. And we've also learned that the SAX, which appeared to go down with the laboratory, is actually still a threat, since we've learned there are now multiple SAX that have butted off from one another. This area we're in resembles Turian from Metroid and Super Metroid, the housing facility for Mother Brain. The purpose for being this way, the Federation probably wanted to construct a Mother Brain artificial intelligence in order to telepathically manipulate the Metroids. At least that's not an official explanation, but that is how if Metroid Other M is any indication, that is probably its purpose, because they sort of go into detailed explanation as to how the Federation wanted to control the Metroids and their covert breeding programs. Okay, whoops. Fusion missile is helpful in freezing these guys. And who do we have here but our old pal Ridley? Ridley might cause a bit of lag because he's a large sprite and his animations are somewhat complex. And he's virtually unchanged since Super Metroid. We battle him exactly the same way. But basically just give him a load of missiles. Sorry, I have to turn it down here because Ridley's shrieks are so high-pitched. Okay, he's getting close. He's turning red. There he goes. So I took quite a bit of damage, but that's because I kind of just... I was confident I could kill him before he could kill me. And we got our screw attack back, yay! We like the screw attack. So, you know, depending on how fast I can return to the navigation room, and I think I can do it pretty fast. I think this may actually be the final video, because we really only have one objective after this one. But I'll see. We'll see. If this isn't the last video, it will definitely be the second to last video. But the good thing is I'm fairly confident now we can make the under 2 hour quota. So let's head this way. Back through the familiar Sector 1 setting. Good to see the atmospheric stabilizers haven't been messed with in our absence. You'd think they would have been. There's a couple items in here we can get. Missiles. Missiles are good. They're our friends. Great, we're only at like 14 minutes, so I may extend this video into, the very last video. Let me just save real quick, since saving's always a good idea. That way, if I run out of time... Samus, we're done here. Leave the rest of the Federation. We should be preparing to evacuate the station. Are you joking? Do they know how dangerous the X are? How quickly they reproduce? The Federation has taken an interest in the X and the SAX. They believe this life form has endless potential applications. This is ridiculous. The X are heartless abominations. What potential could they have? It's not necessary that you understand such matters. The Federation is coming now. You should just leave quietly. This is madness. They won't stand a chance here. The station will devour them. What could possibly be worth the risk? Capturing the SAX, of course. Are you serious? Do they really think they can succeed? It'll certainly be difficult. They don't expect your help. They may even try to destroy the SAX. That's why they stopped sending you support data. The Plasma beam modification was ready some time ago, but they withheld it to keep you from engaging the SAX. Somehow you restored that function on your own. They also tried to withhold the fusion missile upgrade because they didn't want you to grow too powerful, but they had already sent it and tracked you down. Bravo, Samus. We must cancel this mission. Open a channel to HQ. I won't let this happen. They are already on their way. Fools. As soon as the Federation ships land, the X will overwhelm them and absorb the knowledge and power of their occupants. The X are just waiting for the hunt to begin, and then they'll spread there across the universe. Galactic civilization will end. X hunger for form, knowledge, and power. They mimic these perfectly, but they cannot copy the soul. They're single-minded, instinctively seeking to increase in number. They're a plague, and the Federation underestimates their threat. The X must not leave here. I must destroy them all before the Federation arrives. This station has a self-destruct mechanism. I must use it to destroy the X here and on the planet. I must send them to oblivion. Then, the station, and myself if I have to. Adam has locked us in. Open the hatch. I have been ordered to confine you until the ships arrive. Don't let them do this. Can't you see what will happen, Adam? Adam. Who is Adam? A friend of mine. What would this friend advise you to do now? He would know that the only way to end this is to start the self-destruct cycle. He'd know how important it is. Did this Adam care for you? Would he sit in a safe command room in order for you to die? He would understand that some must live and some must die. He knew what it meant. He made that sacrifice once. So he chose life for you, our fair warrior, Samus Aran. Your Adam gave his life so that you might keep yours. For the sake of the universe. How foolish. How dare you? How could you hope to understand, machine? You know that detonating this station at high orbit would not guarantee the complete extinction of the X-parasites, even though the station would be utterly destroyed. You would only succeed in removing the one obstacle to the galaxy's ruin, yourself. You would ignore this simple fact and choose death. When Adam decided who would live, he chose incorrectly. If you were to alter the station's orbit, then you might be able to include the planet in the vaporization field of the self-destruct detonation. You would have to start this propulsion sequence now, before the Federation arrives. Samus, this is your last mission. Go to the operations room and adjust the station's orbit. Path to intercept SR-388. Then return to your ship and escape. Move quickly and stay alive. That's an order. Any objections, lady? So in a surprise twist, we learned that Adam the computer is actually an artificial intelligence based on the real Adam. Surprise, surprise. So basically we're going to turn the B.S.L research station into a gigantic nuke which will obliterate SR-388, because that's how Samus does things. And the operations room is where we got our first missile upgrade. So yeah, I'm just going to be turning this video into the last video. So hey, last video. It's been great, you guys. This game is meant to be played in a shorter amount of time than, other Metroid games in the series, I believe. So means there are probably fewer parts in this video series than the others that I've made. But before we can get to the propulsion room, we must have one final showdown with the SAX. It's not too difficult. Though it probably is the most challenging boss battle in the game. which is appropriate because it's sort of the last boss battle. And here we see how the original Hornode DNA has affected the SAX. And our very last Core X parasite is a beam weapon, the Ice Beam as a matter of fact. It seems odd to get an upgrade this late in the game, but you'll see its significance. And we actually won't be able to get it right now because it flees the scene. So now all we have left to do is trigger the propulsion sequence. And make a run for it. So as you can see, Samus is low on health, but that's okay. We have one more challenge to face, in addition to the countdown, but it's not too bad. This corridor and the hangar will appear to have been badly beaten up by something. And that something is an Omega Metroid, which, like Mother Brain, will beat us to within an inch of our life. But it's not over yet. The SAX seeks out its natural enemy, only to be defeated. Giving us one final suit and beam upgrade. If only the Omega Metroids had been this easy in Metroid 2. Well, then that game wouldn't have been very challenging, I guess. And with a minute and 19 seconds to spare, we make it clear of B.S.L. Giving Samus one more planet kill count. And perfect military mind. The wisdom of Adam Malkovich continued to serve, even after death. Until today I had no idea the minds of leaders, scientists, frequently uploaded to computers. My incredible reunion with Adam may have saved the universe. How will the beings of the universe view our resolve? I doubt they will understand what we did, the danger we barely averted. They will hold tribunals and investigations. They will hold us responsible. Adam understood this, and he spoke to me in my anger. Do not worry. One of them will understand. One of them must. I've reflected upon his words, and I see the wisdom in them. We are all bound by our experiences. They are the limits of our consciousness. But in the end, the human soul will ever reach for the truth. This is what Adam taught me. Just one detail still bothers me. The ship can only be started manually. that before I faced the Omega Metroid, the ship moved on its own, guided by someone else's hands. It's impossible. Adam. Lady, what's troubling you? You wondered how I started the ship. Just think about it. They lent me a hand. The true heroes of the series. Well, that's Metroid Fusion for you. I hope you all enjoyed it thoroughly. Those of you who have played it before and those of you who haven't. And next, since I've played all the two-dimensional Metroids except for Metroid Zero Mission, which I might play at a later time, next I'm going to be embarking on my Pokemon Gold version project, which should be a much, much longer series, and hopefully one that you can enjoy watching too. So, I hope to see you all, or have you all, around to watch that. I've had lots of fun making these videos, and I definitely would like to continue. Not really doing it for the views, I guess, more just to give back to a community that I've enjoyed so much, the ASMR YouTube community. And yeah, I'm having great fun doing it, so thank you for the support you've given me so far by watching these videos, and thank you in advance to those of you who will continue to watch. So, I do believe we completed the game in under 2 hours, meaning we'll get a pretty good ending. But I guess we're right about to find out. Here we go. Samus in her zip-up, cropped top. I don't know what you would call that. Looking quite a bit less muscular than she did in Super Metroid, as a matter of fact. But I digress. Thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you all again soon. Bye-bye.